Hey, hello everyone. This is Sex Work Resources, and I am your host, Mistress Quinn. And today, I'm so excited for today's episode because we have a super special guest. But before I get into that, I need to tell you that this is a podcast for adults. We talk about the sex work industry. This is not a podcast for small ears or even medium ears. It's adult ears only. So now that's out of the way. I've been a huge fan, and I did an episode on Creator Spicy Tea and AlleyRope. And okay, funny story. A little while ago, Allie actually commented on a post that I made, and I completely freaked out because I'm a huge fan. If you're in the adult industry, chances are you've come across her advice at some point. She's built an incredible community, provides so much value. After my initial fangirl moment, I got it in my head to just kind of go for it and ask if she'd be willing to do an interview. And then she said yes. She said hell yes. And I said, I need to think of some questions then. I hadn't thought past her saying yes. Anyways, on top of that, I'm now one of her mentees. I'm currently in the process of shifting my entire business model, which is such a huge thing to take on. And Allie has just been so helpful in helping me navigate that transition with accountability and confidence. So I'm not just bringing you an interview, I'm bringing you an inside look at how someone who has been a major influence in this industry operates and shares their knowledge. So we have a lot to cover. Allie, please introduce yourself. Who are you? Who's Creator Spicy Tea? And who's AlleyRope?
Hey, you're going to make me cry over here. You're being too sweet to me. I am Allie, or AlleyRope, or Allie Creator Spicy Tea. Your choice. My AlleyRope side is my content creation side, where I am a general fetish creator. And Creator's Spicy Tea is my, I guess we can call it community, platform, what have you, where I create and share educational resources, information. I coach, I mentor. Basically, I try and be the person that I needed when I first started.
You do so much, and it is so impressive. Like, seriously, I had it on my to-do list one day before I was in your mentorship to just go through all of your resources. I had no idea the kind of task that I was taking on when I did that. There is so much, and there's more coming out constantly. Wow.
Yeah, I think we just hit about almost 250. I think we're at 242, I think.
242 articles?
Mm-hmm. 242 articles or videos or audio posts, you name it. I try and make sure there's like a really large variety in the format of the resources, because I know that so many people learn so differently. And also, like, we have some spicy people in there, like myself, and we like to learn differently than just reading every now and then.
Wow. Okay. Well, before we get into how you do it all, why don't we start with your origin story? So how did you become a spicy creator in the first place? And how did you get to where you are now in your business?
So my origin story is a little convoluted. So before this, I was considered permanently and completely disabled by the U.S. government for my bipolar. I'm bipolar. And I could not hold a job. So what I ended up doing, I'm trying to think of how to say this that won't violate any terms of service. Splendaing, if you catch my drift.
Oh, right, yes.
Splenda daddy.
Yes.
Yeah, something along those lines. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
I was doing that for a while, and then I ended up kind of, marrying said Splenda daddy. And learned the hard way. Once you marry the Splenda daddy, the Splenda doesn't keep coming. And so I needed work. And so I started camming. And I learned the hard way. Camming, not for me. Not for me at all.
Can you tell me more about that? Why wasn't it for you?
Okay, so this is going to sound a little weird considering we're doing a podcast that's going to go out to who knows how many people. I have debilitating stage fright. I am
Wow.
terrified of being in front of crowds. Like, terrified.
You could have fooled me. Wow.
I try my best. I like try and put on this, not persona, but this confidence, this like shield of confidence in my knowledge and in research and in experience. So that's the way I'm able to do it now. But when I first started in camming, just seeing all those little usernames or avatars, I'm like, oh, I cannot do this. I tried it for a week and said, not for me. And then I found OnlyFans. And so I started there.
So how did you get from OnlyFans to the AlleyRope of today?
So AlleyRope of today is a direct sales or independent sales girly. So I sell off of adult content platforms pretty much exclusively at this point. I got there because with all due love and respect to every OnlyFans creator out there, I freaking hate OnlyFans.
We all agree with you.
Yes, take 20% of my labor and my artistry and provide no protection? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, no.
But I was on Reddit promoting, because I'd been on Reddit for years just as a user, and I had a food blog and everything. And I literally stumbled on sex cells. I don't remember how I found it. But when I found r/sex cells, I kind of realized, and I researched into it, and I realized I can still do content, but I can do it in a way where I am my own judge, jury, and executioner. I do not have some platform holding everything above me. And once I found that, I dug in.
What is sex cells? Can you just explain that really quick?
Yeah. So Sex Cells is a subreddit, and it is a subreddit in which goods and services of physical and digital content creation are sold and bought. So when I say physical content creation, I mean things like used panties, cut hair, things like that. And digital, we have your camming, your custom videos, you name it.
So it's like a marketplace.
Yes, it is. And it is, as far as I'm aware, the largest marketplace on Reddit.
Okay, so then you went from sort of OnlyFans to direct selling, and then you've just been on that workhorse ever since.
Yes, that's for darn sure. And she is a workhorse.
Okay, let's talk about Creator Spicy Tea. How did that begin?
So I can honestly look back now and say that it came from two places. It came from this frustration of seeing myself and other people asking questions and being told, that's a dumb question. Go research and do it yourself. But no research I found was backed by fact, experience, and data. It was all just, well, this is what I think works, or this is my opinion. And I'm a research girly. I'm a data girly. I need to test things. I need to see evidence of things before I can trust in them. And so the next problem there was those opinions and those tips and tricks that I were finding were spread out everywhere. And so it was so frustrating for me, a person who didn't even know the name of the game, to be being told that you're not where you need to be for not knowing what the rules are. But how can you know the rules of the game if you don't know the name of the game yet?
Yeah, and that's part of what we love so much. I mean, I can only speak for myself, but I assume we love so much about your Creator Spicy Tea content is the data. It's the being above board. It's the not just, this is my opinion, but this is, I've gone out and I've asked everyone, and this is what the community says. I love that aspect of your brand so much.
Thank you. That was really important to me, because in my mind, I'm not any expert on anything. Nobody in this industry will ever be an expert on any part of this industry. And if they tell you they are an expert in this industry, they're lying. The industry changes too fast. It is too varying, and it is too wide and reaching for anyone to know everything about it. But the wisdom of the crowd is always and forever going to be greater than the wisdom of any individual. So if somebody out there was willing to ask the crowd to get the data from the crowd, then maybe we could all get a bit more ahead, you know?
Yeah. I love this. I feel like it's a new era of not gatekeeping. I feel like it's a new era of like sex work community. And maybe it's not. Maybe this is just me stepping in and like not having that community and then finding it. But I'm really seeing so many people talk about, like so many big people that are offering resources without gatekeeping talk about how there wasn't this option maybe 3 or 4 years ago. Would you say that's true?
Yeah, so honestly, when I started just 3 years ago, a lot of information was gate kept. So much information was maybe not gate kept per se, but put behind giant paywalls of like, you want this one tip that I can give you? Give me $15. Well, for 3 seconds of your tip, $15 doesn't necessarily feel totally justifiable in that moment, but at the same time, god dang, every creator deserves to set their rate how they set their rate. It was just such a conundrum for me. And so I was seeing this hole in the community of actionable, accessible information, and I decided it needed filled in whatever way I could. And in the time I've been in the industry, I have watched that same shift. More and more and more people are willing to step up, put their necks out, and say, I'm going to help you the best way I know how. And it's been beautiful to see. It's been beautiful to see.
It has. I love this no gatekeeping and this if we support each other, we can all be more successful. I really feel like it's a fuck you to the patriarchy who wants us women to battle with each other and compete. I love it. And I don't even need the money for it. I'm being paid on good feelings. It's amazing.
Yes, exactly. That's my motto too. The more creators we have better educated, better informed, then the better businesses we can build and the louder voices we can have against legislation that's making decisions that directly impact us with not hearing our voices.
And it's always been the case, but I don't know, it really feels like it's the case right now.
Yeah. Oh, God, yes.
Trying to steer away from politics, I would like to know what kind of challenges you've kind of faced building this Creator Spicy Tea industry. I know you started out just giving lots of free information. You do have some paywall stuff. I have to say you have so much free stuff. The stuff behind a paywall is quite small in comparison. But like, how did you sort of navigate where to put that paywall? Like, how did your Creator Spicy Tea business grow, like evolve?
Yeah. So I'll tell you just up front, she's not where I make my money, you know?
Yeah.
She's a passion project of mine. And the way I tend to decide is if I spend more than 3 to 4 hours researching and writing and creating a resource, I'll ask someone to consider paying the $5 a month for the Patreon to access those paid resources. But that is just because it came to a point where I spend a good 6 to 8 hours a day on Creator Spicy Tea when I'm on a work day. And it just got to the point where I was starting to burn out. And it just seemed like I needed to put some value behind what I was doing.
When did you start Creator Spicy Tea? And when did you kind of feel like you needed to start maybe putting a price on some of your time?
Yeah. So when did I start Creator Spicy Tea? Let me tell you, I think when I started her, it was with false bravado. I started direct sales, and then my first month in direct selling was the first month I made 5 figures in a month.
Oh, wow.
And then every single month after that, for about 4 months, I consistently made that. And I was so entrenched in the community and learning. I wanted to learn so much, and I kept seeing people ask questions, and I wanted to share that with them, and I needed a platform. So I made a subreddit. And then a podcast came up with that because so many people said, hey, I'm not so good with sitting and reading. I have ADHD. Do you think you could read these resources out loud? And I said, yeah, you bet your buttons I can. I absolutely freaking can. And then the Patreon came because I had people coming to me saying, hey, can you sit down with me one-on-one? And I said, yeah, I can. I absolutely can. But I had to understand that that would take time away from my active business. And that's when I decided to put a monetary value on it, because it does take time from my active business where I do, make my rent and everything. It's still to this day, and that's something that I grapple with, is this sense of ick, putting any pay or any finances behind it. But it is something that I have come to the point where I understand it is necessary. I do have to do that.
I am so surprised at how small that number is that you're putting on your time when it comes to providing resources. And I know from some of your resources that you put a higher price when it comes to some things in your spicy business than other creators might. So I understand that it's not just like your way of doing business to make things, super cheap. So I am just so shocked at, I think you need to charge more because this is such valuable information, but I'm also so thankful that you're not charging more.
Yeah, well, when I started, I was living off disability. So I was making $1,300 a month to pay rent, get groceries, and do everything else. So if I was going to be the person I needed when I started, I cannot charge more. And that's what my goal is still to this day, is for people like me who don't have much right now, but who want to grow, that they can still get the information and access to resources that they need and want.
Oh my goodness, I love that. We were just talking before we started this about trying to reach those people who feel like making more money just isn't for them. And those of us making money here in the adult industry, we have been there. We have been those people, and it sucks, and it messes with your mental health and the way that you view yourself for years after you start being more successful. And it's so important for me to reach those people. And I love that that is part of your whole Creator Spicy Tea brand.
Yeah. And let me just say, you were so sweet at this intro of the podcast. Within, y'all, let me just say, I'm plugging her. Within 5 minutes of conversation with her, we can flip that entire script, read it directly back about her, and it's the exact freaking same.
Whatever.
Yes, girl, you have that same altruistic, loving, giving, caring, community-focused vibe, and it's beautiful to see.
Okay, well, this is the part where I cut you off and we stop talking about me. So I would like to ask, because it is also a passion project for me. I'm going to be a little bit selfish here and ask questions that I would like to know for myself, but hopefully it will also help my listeners. It's a passion project for me to grow sort of a community in the sex work world, where I am helping other creators like myself, like you were. And so my question is, how has the sex work community sort of market been in your experience? It might be kind of a vague question.
No, that's totally okay. So do you mean more the creator-focused side of the community or all together?
Yeah, I'm thinking about the creators as a market, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get that. So honestly, the only thing that I think that made Creator Spicy Tea grow, that made Creator Spicy Tea have any sort of name for itself, is giving. If you are willing to give, the community will give back. And it doesn't need to be a financial give back, but it gives back. And if you're willing to step aside from whatever you're doing and help someone who needs help, eventually that will be seen, that will be heard, and that will be recognized. That's actually exactly how I met some of my best friends and some of the many, many people on the many, many mod teams for selling subreddits that I moderate now. They saw me giving help in the best way I could, as often as I could. And they reached out to me and said, hey, this is who I am. This is what I do. And we've been watching, and we think you have potential, and you're doing good things, and we want to get to know you. And God, 2 years later, now these people are both my coworkers and my family.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing. Oh, that is so beautiful. I feel like society doesn't trust us, like to give back to society. But I have only found, in the beginning, sort of on Twitter, I had some bad experiences with other sex workers. But once I sort of found community, I feel like we are the most givingest, backest people that there are.
Yeah, absolutely, because we are always looked down on. So you know what we're not going to do? Look down on each other. We're going to lift each other higher.
So this leads perfectly into my next question of what role did the sex work community as a whole have in your success? Or did it hinder you in any way?
Oh, okay. Fantastic question. Let me tell you, my first 2 to 3 months doing OnlyFans, before I was doing direct sales, I had no community. I was doing this alone. I hated this. I didn't hate it. I loved the artistry of it. I loved it, but I was so isolated. I felt so alone. Because yes, you want to talk to people about your experiences. Mm-hmm. But even if your friends know, even if your family knows, even if everyone around you knows, they cannot relate. They can empathize. They can sympathize. They can listen, but they can't relate. And finding that community, when I found creator resource chats and the creator of that server, that Discord server, my life changed for the so much better. My business changed because I woke up excited because I wanted to see my quote unquote coworkers, right? I wanted to wake up and I wanted to get on the floor and get into it because I had found genuine, true community. It invigorated me. It inspired me, and it gave me better purpose.
Amazing. So it has only helped you, or have you had any challenges?
Oh, with how many subreddits I moderate at this point, there's been challenges. But I can say for every what could be seen as negative or friction-filled interaction that has happened, it has helped me grow. Maybe not necessarily as a creator, but as a human being. I've learned better how to navigate those tricky situations. The best way to put that I can think of, that's PG-13. And it's helped me grow. There's been people who are really catty, inappropriate, doing inappropriate behaviors, you name it. You're going to have that in every industry, right? But the overwhelming good just is so much more than the here and there negative.
I hope anyone listening to this that feels so alone just gets the inspiration to go out and find community. How many different communities are you actually in? You've mentioned being a mod. You've mentioned Discords. How many different places are you finding community?
Oh, that's a number that I should know. I was just added to about 10 subreddits to moderate last night.
Wow.
I think it was around, because I just did a count, I think it was around 20 subs I moderate. I'm in at least 5 creator-focused Discords. Yeah, quite a few. So many.
For a new sex worker who maybe feels pretty isolated, can you just maybe suggest some communities to get started in to start finding your people?
Yes. So I would be terrible at my job, which is primarily marketing, if I did not say Creator Spicy Tea.
Of course.
That subreddit is r/creators_spicy_tea. But if you are looking for a private, separate community that is welcoming, inviting, open, and where you can truly just be yourself, not the version of yourself that we need to put on for work, not the version of ourselves we need to put on for public creator and creator interactions, right? But truly, as weird as you want to be, as not weird as you want to be, as you want to be, it's Creators Resource Chats. It is a private, verified creator-only Discord server. I admin it. My best friend in the entire world, she created it, and it's my home. I genuinely call it home, and everyone in there is my family.
I love that resource. I love that I can just pop in, say whatever, and then just like pop out. There's no like activity requirement. I don't have to feel pressured to speak to anyone. If I say something, everyone's excited that I said something. There's usually, I'd say 90% of the time, there's a response.
Yeah, absolutely. We needed a space where we could just say what we needed to say, do what we needed to do, get the help we needed. And so we tried to foster that in that community, and we did. They did. Everybody together has created this amazing, loving, self-policing, beautiful oasis in my mind.
And I love how real you can be in there. I like that we can censor it so that if people don't necessarily want to see the funny shit talking, they don't have to. But man, it gets real. People, we can really just say what we think.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We might say censor or spoil your words here and there if they need to be spoiled, but don't ever censor yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah. So switching topics just a little bit. We're already at 30 minutes. This is going to take a minute. Okay. Have you noticed major shifts in the industry since you started? And how have you adapted?
Yeah. So we've noticed there's been one major shift that we've noticed, and Creators Spicy Tea, r/Fetish Haven, r/The Fetish Playhouse, and r/Fetish Buyers Community. We all partner together quite often to create resources and things because we've seen a shift. And there's this divide that's been growing within the community that has creators on one side of the divide and buyers on the other. And there's just this rift that's been growing. And we are consistently working together to try and find ways to mend that rift, to open those lines of communication. And it's been so hard to watch because I'm in communities and I'm helping within communities where buyers are experiencing horrible things. I'm in communities and I'm helping within communities where creators are experiencing horrible things. However, we're also seeing individuals pop up and work to mend that rift themselves. And it's been beautiful watching people come in and say, no, I want to try and fix this. And they are actively trying. And so what we've been doing is creating resources that gets the community talking together. And we're hoping to see some level of healing from that.
What is this rift exactly? I'm hearing that both sides are having negative experiences. Is it the buyers and the sellers? Is it sort of generally and like what are they having trouble with? If you don't mind speaking to that.
Yeah, no problem. We've been seeing more reports of dissent for buyers that have dissent towards sellers, and more dissent that sellers have towards buyers, and it's just. There's been some poor behavior out there, God damn it. And we're talking scams, some time wasting, inappropriate behavior overall. It's so important that we all remember we are all here to have fun together as human beings. And we need to treat each other that way with respect and community over prejudice and overall distaste.
Yeah, I guess I can actually say that I can feel it in myself, especially being in communities where I see other sex workers, in a valid way complaining about some of the abuses that they've sort of experienced with buyers, but I'm just kind of so used to seeing creators talking shit on buyers. I can really feel how easy it is to shift them into this kind of dehumanized position in my head. And now that you're saying this, I'm kind of becoming more aware of it, but I do see what you mean, actually. And I had this conversation with a potential client yesterday where I was actually pretty rude to him. I mean, he was being pretty rude to me as before this, and then I was like, you know what? And then I was just an asshole to him. And then he said, oh my, what, why, what do you mean? And then I was like, well, you're rude. And he said, how? And so I sent him some screenshots, and he was like, oh, I thought we were just having a back and forth and it was fun. And I was like, you're trying to negotiate my prices. You're not respecting when I say I'm not available, this, and this. And he was like, oh, I mean, I guess I can see that. I'm sorry. I feel terrible. And I was just like, wow, I feel terrible. Like, wow.
Yeah, honestly, I have found if you are ever in a situation with a buyer where it is getting to a contentious area, professionalism, customer service, and respect will win out every single time. Every single time. And we have to remember, we are talking with people not from our cultures, from around the world, who experience language and communication differently than we do. So we might be hearing one thing, but they're saying one thing, and we might be saying one thing, but they're hearing another thing. It's so important that we go into every single interaction with patience, customer service, and respect. It'll just make your life so much easier. I don't get yelled at. I don't get overwhelmingly disrespected very often because I can mitigate it from the get-go using those tactics. Kill them with kindness, you know?
I'm very authentic in my brand as a femdom. And I almost thank that aspect of my brand for giving me this experience with this person, because instead of just blocking and screenshotting and talking shit, I just kind of said it. And then he said, wow, I'm so sorry. And that gave me the realization of, wow, I'm actually so sorry. But it is hard when, a lot of us have mental health, histories, and a lot of us are in communities that are struggling financially. And, I thought it was cool when I was a teenager to be mean to people, before I started realizing the value of supporting my fellow women, and after I kind of grew up, and sex work has so few barriers to entry. So I can see how it can easily become this kind of negative talking about our buyers. I can see that. And I can see why buyers might have not the best time with every single sex worker.
Yeah, it's so incredibly easy to become jaded. In fact, with one of my friends who is a buyer, I specifically asked him, I was like, if you see me getting jaded, call it out. Tell me, because I might not notice. And there were times when I did not notice. But when it was pointed out to me, I was like, oh shit, you are right on the money on that one.
I feel like this is something that's not really talked about, but you're right. There is a huge rift between buyers and sellers right now.
There is, and it wasn't always this way. Yeah. It's been growing, but it's been a beautiful thing to watch members of the community step up and try.
Yeah. Okay, well, I love that we touched on this, even though it's not a easy thing to hear. It's important to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's switch topics again to burnout. You do so much. You do so much. Allie, you do so much. Oh my God. You must get burned out. You must get exhausted. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, I'm going to be super honest. I always preach that it's so much better to take a few days off to prevent burnout than it is to be forced to take X number of days off to recover from it. Also, I'm a giant freaking hypocrite because I go through burnout cycles.
Oh my God, Allie.
I am the kind of person when I used to hear people say, "Oh, I'm married to my work," I was like, "Well, that sounds lame." Well, now I have a career in which I'm constantly learning and growing and developing, and I never want to stop. Well, I personally have started implementing a new routine for myself where I'm on the clock for X number of days, and then I am off for X number of days. And when I am off, I am completely offline to every single person except my mentees. That is it. Everyone else they can go away. I need to heal right now.
Yeah.
That has been starting to help.
How do you navigate that within your business and keep it going during that interim?
That is a bit tricky. It does require a lot of building your client base up and client loyalty and clients coming back. I would say at this point, if I have a client come to me once, there's about a 70% chance they're coming back. And then about I'm willing to say half, I would say half, if not more, maybe 50 to 70% of the clients I see on a daily basis are repeat clients. Mm-hmm. So I know that on my week on, I need to earn X amount of money. Mm. And then when I'm gone, I'm not going to have to worry, because when I come back, my client base is still going to be there, and they are always there. I have never had to worry about that.
Have you had clients that are disappointed when they try to reach out to you and you're not available?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Mm. Oh, all the time. But it takes one conversation, one human-to-human conversation. Just, hey, honey, I get it. I'm really sorry. Let me just tell you, I had a week and a half. You know, your long weeks you have that you tell me about, I had one of them, so I'm taking my time. And they get it. If you come at a human perspective, they get it.
Even though it happens so regularly, you take these longer periods of time off, they're still understanding.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think creators are afraid of being honest a lot of the time when they need time off, and that makes that leads to ghosting, and it leads to disappointment.
Mm-hmm. Honesty is so important. Just be you. Be honest about what you need, because they are people too. And if you can humanize yourself and you can show them your humanity, they know you're human too. Yeah. And most buyers will respect you as a human if you come to them as a human.
You know, a lot of buyers are looking for that experience, right? Because porn is everywhere and free. So yeah. I think actually humanizing yourself in that way and being vulnerable, it helps your connection with the buyer more than just saying nothing.
Absolutely. There's a reason I have a gigantic client base. It's because I connect with my buyers on that human level. It's because I'm willing to show my human self, and that is what they're looking for. Porn is free, and there is no connection in porn. So what they're coming for is connection, is that personalized experience, and we call that connection.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question that I didn't have on the list that I just thought of. Okay, how many clients do you think that you have active right now?
Active? Okay, I can actually tell you.
Ooh!
My client order tracker, girl. Come on. Amazing. I always got my client numbers down. I just actually ran the analytics on it to analyze which of my clients were the best returns and which ones spent the most, so I can send them goodies. But I am looking currently at my in good standing client list is sitting at around 400, but my client list in total, so with ones that haven't bought in a year or more, right? We're sitting at around 700 clients that I've seen in 2 years.
Okay, 400 active clients? Are you serious?
No, this is not every day. That is clients that have purchased in the last 6 months to 9 months.
How many clients do you think that you interact with in like just a regular business day?
Regular business day? Interact with or have a sale from?
I would say interact with.
That's a lot. I would say on a regular business day, I will interact with about anywhere from 10 on a slow day to 30 clients on a busy day.
Good Lord. So how the hell do you do it? How do you structure your days? How do you manage all of that? Do you hire personal assistants? Do you have specific organization techniques? Like how do you do this?
I don't know, man. So I basically structure my day. I get up, I put my face on, get my food in my belly, and then it's promo time. I take promo pictures. Then I am immediately getting onto my Telegram channel and or doing any custom content, right? The second I'm on that Telegram channel, I'm on the clock. That's when I'm on the floor and I am only with my clients. And then at the very end of the day, when I need to wind down and I want to go to sleep and, come down from having to be at level 1000, I work on CST for a few hours.
That sounds really simple, actually.
You know what? When you break it down like that, it's so simple, but it's like, it's very delicate balancing. It's balancing 3 to 4 client conversations at a time, if not more. It's balancing a few sales at a time, if not more. It's a balancing act, and it's one that I had to learn how to do. It took me time to learn how to balance that all at once.
So you're doing multiple sales at the same time?
Yeah.
I really focus on one client at a time. I have such a hard time switching focus like that. That's crazy.
Yeah, if I'm working towards a live sale, then I will focus in on that. But let's say somebody comes in and they want a custom, and then somebody else wants a panty wear at the same time. That I can balance multiple clients at once, because it's not you have about 15 to 20 minutes before you need to be on the cam with them or what have you. Then it's like I can get your information, put it in the tracker while I'm getting your information to put in the tracker right underneath it. You want a little horrible secret that I think everybody here can say they've done at least once?
Absolutely.
Sexting sessions, love them. You know why? I can keep making sales while I'm doing sexting sessions.
Oh, yes.
DSPs can still do the same thing.
Do you have like sexting sets, like media and like a script that you're sort of copying and pasting? Do you do that method?
Nope. All of my content that I put out is live for sexting. Everything is live, and there's a reason for that. A, because I can charge more. I charge about $2 more per minute over the average market range, over the highest market range. And also because I want the media that I create for their sexting session to be posting on my Telegram channel, my subscription channels. I want to be paid to make my content, to post for my subscribers.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, it's more work in the moment, but it leads to less work and a better return later on, a better profit margin later on, because you're not spending your labor creating content. You're being paid to create content, so your subscribers can pay to see the content you were paid to make.
Right. Yeah. No, that's brilliant. So do you ever shoot without being paid?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I do my photos for promo often without being paid unless I get enough custom photo sets, which is always lovely. I do not film pre-made videos unless I am paid for them, because I get so many custom video orders that I can turn them into pre-mades. I would say my photos are usually not paid.
So where do you fit in like analyzing data and like planning for the future of your business in this structure that you have?
That is an all day throughout the day thing. So I spend about 2 to 4 hours every other week analyzing data that I track throughout the day. So if a client comes to me and I make a sale, I'm tracking that data as they're talking to me. If I earn a penny, I'm tracking that data as I'm earning it. If I spend a penny, I'm tracking that as I'm spending it. And then at the end of every 2 weeks, I'm analyzing what did better, what did worse, where should I have improved, where could I have done less of my effort on.
So you would say 2 hours you use for the analysis every single week?
Every single week to every other week. And let me just say, it's not my brain doing these analysis. No, it's AI. She's analyzing my data for me. We use our tools that we have at our disposal.
Of course. Yeah, right. I've actually been using your Creator Spicy Growth Strategist so much lately.
I'm so glad it's helpful. It's definitely no GPTs. That is going to be the industry standard for all time. I hope she deserves it. SWers CEO deserves it. But I needed something to help me with more data analysis in this, and I'm so glad it's helpful.
No, yeah, I use both, and they give me different outputs. Of course, I can't get into the more vulgar stuff on on the Creator Spicy Tea one, so then I switch over to GPTs, but they output like different tones of voice, so I actually really use both.
I mean, that's what I do too, girl. I do the same.
Okay, let's see. Do you hire personal assistants?
So I hire people on a task basis. So I have somebody who is working with me on a more free basis just to get experience in the back end of the industry because they've seen the front end so much because they moderate one of the largest subreddits for cosplay, for NSFW cosplay, and they wanted to see the back end, and I ended up becoming friends with them quite a while ago through some random circumstances, and they asked me, they're like, hey, what can I help with? And I said, are you sure? Are you still sure you want to go down that path? And since then, it has been a fantastic relationship. And then I will also hire people on a task-by-task basis. Just, for example, I just paid the most beautiful, wonderful, amazing woman in the whole world. I had asked for 200. Can you get me out on my Fansly, scheduled out, just as far as you can? This girl, this queen, this goddess among people got me scheduled until September on Fansly.
And then do you pay the other people that you work with more regularly?
So the person I work with more regularly, no. They want the experience side more.
Okay, so they're like, are they training to be like an assistant?
Their overall goal was someday down the line to be able to be an assistant to someone, to apply their skills, their talents, their abilities to help a creator. And they needed hands-on experience, and it just so happened to work out perfect that I needed someone who wants hands-on experience.
Wow, you are so lucky. That is a crazy coincidence.
Oh, I know. And honestly, they are such a good friend of mine, and I think that's really the only way it worked out so perfectly. I've tried to pay them. I have tried. They will not let me. I am trying my ass off.
Okay, so let me just try to see if I can wrap my head around your general schedule. You wake up, you get ready, and then you get on Telegram, and then you sort of, that takes up the most of your day, and then you spend a little bit of extra time on Creator Spicy Tea, and that includes like Reddit modding as well?
Reddit modding I do throughout the day when I can. So when I go into a sub, like I just recently went into 10 new ones, and I said I will do what I can when I can, and that's kind of the general understanding that if big things come up, I'm here to help. For the small things, I'll be there when I can be there to pick up this, like, not the slack. I wouldn't say there's ever any slack, but pick up what I can when I can.
Allie, you do so much at the same time. There's so many things at the same time.
It works out. It works out. I don't know how. I think to be very genuinely honest, I consider my bipolar a little bit of a superpower because I'm able to bounce from one task to the next, back into the next, and then to the next very easily. And I do believe my bipolar does have a play in that.
And I don't understand bipolar very well, but I know that there's the mania, and then there's the depression or downside, or some people only have the mania. So so you're leaning into that mania aspect to get that energy to be able to bounce around easily.
Yeah, it does definitely. I feel like it does definitely help here and there.
Okay. So I feel like this could be a whole nother podcast thing.
Or we could go on.
I was going to ask, how the hell do you do Reddit? But I feel like that's too big. That's too much.
Yeah, I will say for anyone who wants a true deep dive, and I'm talking 120-page ebook deep dive. We just put it out. I just put it out. It's called Demystifying Reddit. It is available, and it breaks down everything.
And you
everything a new user needs to
You have
know.
a sequel coming up as well, right?
So slowly. I'm going to be working on her. I just took on a project building a friend's website, so I got to do that first. But then she's back in the rotation.
Wow. Yes, and I have gone through it. I sort of sped through it, and it is packed. No one should speed through it. I need to go through it again. Yeah.
I don't blame you. It's a lot of Reddit in one sitting.
It's not like Twitter. It's not like Instagram. It's so dense. Like Reddit is such a dense thing to try to wrap your head around, especially if you're not coming into it as a user.
Yeah.
Man, and she is intimidating.
She's a beastie.
Yep. So to try to start to wrap this up, I still have some questions for you, but they're more fun. So if you could go back in time and give yourself advice when you were brand spanking new, what would you tell yourself?
Slow down. Just slow down. Because when I first started, my first month, I exploded into the scene. And I had it in my head that if I slow down for 5 minutes, I'm going to let everything slip away. No, you're not. You are not going to let anything slip away. Nothing is going to slip away from you if you take 2 days away from work. It's still going to be there.
Yeah.
In fact, you might even have a boom the day you come back because people are like, oh my God, you're back online.
Yes, I have noticed that when I take a little bit of time off, all of a sudden my sales on the clip sites go up because people are wanting more and I'm not there. And then I get back and then there's a boom. It's a really good point.
Yeah, you can slow down. You can. You have the right and you have the privilege of being able to live while doing this. You do not have to work through your life, through this career. You don't. You can slow down and you can still enjoy your life. That's what I would tell myself.
The client base is always there. They have always been there. They always will be there. And you leave more money on the table when you don't take care of yourself because you can't be there to actually pull those resources out effectively.
Yes, exactly. And if you are bedbound, recovering from extreme burnout, how are you going to work?
And recovering from burnout always takes longer than preparing for it.
Always.
Okay, so what advice would you give someone new starting today, February 2025? Someone says, you know what, I've actually always wanted to be a sex worker and I'm just going to go for it. What would you tell them?
The second you think you've researched enough, no, you haven't.
So true.
There is no stupid questions.
Beautiful.
There is no stupid questions. However, it is so important that you try and answer them first yourself. And then if you can't, then ask for help and ask pointed questions. So questions like, I'm new, can I get advice? That can't be answered.
Yeah.
Because it's such, in what aspect? Client management?
Yeah.
Record keeping? Taxes? What aspect do you want? So do the research you can, and then do not be afraid to ask for help because we have to be here for each other. We are here for each other. We are a community, and you can get that help. But do that research first.
I definitely felt afraid of asking stupid questions. I asked stupid questions and I got flack back in return. I got figure it out yourself. And then I found somewhere else where I wasn't treated that way. So I would also say if you are asking pointed questions and you're getting treated badly, there are better communities. Go out there and find those ones.
Yeah, that's literally why I made Creator Spicy Tea. Yep, that's exactly why. So yeah, that's a dang good point.
What would you say the future of Creator Spicy Tea is?
Well, I had a plan and a hope to completely transfer her away from the Patreon and build the platform entirely on the website so that more resources could be made free and more could be accessible. And my goal was by July. That was my goal. We're looking at the line of work ahead of me for building that platform and everything. And we're getting closer to 2026. But the plan for Creator Spicy Tea is more resources, more accessibility, and hopefully more creators helped.
So what about what about your time? Are you going to have some way to get to monetize your time a little bit, putting all this work into Creator Spicy Tea?
That's a good question that I should answer for myself.
Okay.
I get a very odd feeling when I think of monetizing education and information that people need to not only thrive, but stay safe. Because some of this information, not knowing it, can be detrimental and dangerous. So that is a point of contention between myself and myself that is slowing down the process. So I'm slowly working through that contention.
So my final questions, there's two. Answer them in any order. One would be any final words of wisdom for experienced or brand new creators, and where can people find you?
Yeah, final word of wisdom. There might be slow days at work, but that doesn't mean you're not thriving. Your numbers might look different than they were last month, but that doesn't mean you're not doing your best. Your growth, your accomplishment, your evolution, it is not defined by financials or engagement. It's not defined by any of that. So if you look around you, look at the skill set you've learned. For myself, I never understood social media, and now that's my business. I did not ever understand the business in general, and now I'm kind of had to become an expert in at least the bare minimum of that to conduct my business. Your growth, your evolution is not marked by any numbers, be it an engagement or a financial number. It is marked in you and your evolution as a person and your skill set.
Beautiful. That's really hard to wrap your mind around when you're just trying to make rent, but
it is.
Businesses take time to grow, and we were talking about that before we started this. And our business grows, this industry, our business grows so much faster than any other industry. So we can do it even when we feel like, I just need $50 more and I can make rent. It's not always going to be like that.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. Because one day you might have a $0 day, but then you sneeze, turn around, and then your next day is a 2.5K day, and you're feeling a lot better. You can't define your growth on a number that is not consistent, because that number will never be consistent in this industry.
Yes, never. Okay, so I know you are on a million places, but try to list the million places for us.
So you can find Creators Spicy Tea on the website at www.creatorsspicytea.co.co, or you can find the subreddit, which is r/creators_spicy_tea. Or if you are more of a auditory person, check out the podcast. It's probably no surprise. It's called Creator Spicy Tea. And then, honestly, if you're looking for community, Creator Resource Chats is the Discord server that we partner with. And it is the place you're looking for. If you need community, it's there.
Awesome. Okay, I'm going to end this now. Okay, that was AlleyRope with Creators Spicy Tea. Oh my gosh, that was such a good podcast episode. Oh, you guys. Oh my God, I hope you got so much value from that. I got so much value from that. I'm gonna actually transcribe this entire podcast. I'm gonna throw the transcript into AI and I'm gonna ask AI to extract all of the goodies that came from this. If you're interested in that list of goodies that came from this, just like in a bullet point, sort of simplified manner, let me know. I can definitely pass that on, but I'm definitely going to do that because man, I got so much out of this and I so hope you did too. Key takeaways I would really say are you're not alone. None of us are alone in this industry. We have each other, and each other is so supportive. Like, we are such a beautiful community. And unlike society, who likes to tell us that we are dirty and shameful and, you know, the bottom feeders of society or whatever the purists are saying, it's not true. We are some of the most supportive people that there are. Okay, I'm gonna end this now and edit this and do all of that. Man, such a good interview. Okay, I'll see you guys on the flip side.